let's talk about inference engines, right? Because how you run these models matter as well. So if you look at vLLM, it's by far the best, most performant inference engine to host these models on once you get them in your four walls. But it can be very complex. It has a lot of like sub dependencies, like Hugging Face transformer dependencies, a lot of Python packages. So it can be a very complicated Venn diagram to get everything plugged up. And it's also very picky on hardware, as in they've already started deprecated non-mirror based GPUs. So if anything below like the A series of GPUs, like if you have Tesla T4s, which are still very prevalent and still very affordable, those are starting to be deprecated out of their new engine. They're pretty aggressive on deprecated gear that may still have many years of life in it, especially with GPU constraints. So that could be potentially a problem. But if you do have some of the newer gear, it's pretty nice to have that. And then the private AI foundation solution, the NVIDIA containers that ship with that, I believe they wrap vLLM as well. That's like the performance king, but that has a lot of challenges sometimes as well. If we talk about llama.cpp, llama.cpp is a pretty popular project. It's similar to vLLM, but it's a lot more flexible and not as strict about what hardware you can handle. And it does actually CPU inference pretty well. You can do a lot of tweaks as well to it. But what you may have heard of ollama, which is essentially some folks from Docker left and made this company called ollama, and they made a very Docker-like wrapper on top of llama.cpp where you can do like ollama run model XYZ, and it like pulls down an image and it feels like Docker. So they kind of added some additional wrappers and kind of made that more usable for the masses. They actually released like a desktop application as well if you're running it on your PC at home, that type of thing. So there's kind of two trade-offs, and we ship both of those just because it's really easy to get started with ollama and it's easy to get started with CPU inferencing. We actually also have a lot of certain type of workloads, certain type of models, like we talk about an embedding model. That actually works pretty well on CPUs, and a lot of people are happy with that, and they don't want to waste their GPU resources on embedding models. So we can spin embedding models up and down and just run on CPUs alone. And there's many other inference engines out there. It's always changing. There's a couple of different forks of llama.cpp out there. It's a space that never ends.